Bonjour, bonjour, and welcome to class today. Today we are going to be learning time. So just a few reminders as we're doing distance learning. Make sure you adjust the volume as needed. You can also pause or rewind this video if you need to hear something again. Make sure that you are participating fully. That means if you don't have a partner, they're gone for the day, make sure that you find one. Also, make sure you're following our classroom rules. And as always, there are no Chromebooks, no phones, no hall passes when we have a guest teacher. So let's go ahead and begin. Get rid of me. Alrighty, ouvrez vos Chromebooks s'il vous plaît et allez sur tinycards.duolingo.com. Ouvrez vos Chromebooks et allez sur tinycards.duolingo.com. So today we are working on 1U4.06. So guest teacher, please pause the video and let students work for 5 minutes on their Chromebooks on tinycards.duolingo.com. They should be on lesson 1U4.06, learning military time. Ok, très bien. Fermez vos Chromebooks, s'il vous plaît. Fermez vos Chromebooks et ouvrez vos agendas. Today's I can state when school starts and ends. Okay, I can state when school starts and ends. Let's go ahead and put that in our planners. Having Chromebooks is a privilege. It's something that you check out from the library. And just like a library book, you shouldn't write on, destroy, or ruin the Chromebook, just like you wouldn't do that with a library book. Chromebooks should remain shut unless being used for classwork. Chromebooks are to be used for classwork only, so no video games or other activities. If you do finish a French activity in class and you have a lot of time, you may use your Chromebook to work on a French site like Tiny Cards, Duolingo, or Lingvist. And always remember, when the timer goes off, fermez vos Chromebooks. You are always welcome to charge your Chromebooks in class. This is one reason we need to be respectful of the supplies and things that we have. So don't play with the charging cables or the outlets. We need to keep these nice so that we can all have Chromebooks, because Chromebooks are way more fun than textbooks. Okay, une révision. Répétez, quelle heure est-il? Bien, répétez, quelle heure est-il? Il est 1 heure. Quelle heure est-il? Il est 2 heures. Excellent. Let's go ahead and have a race with our eyeball partner. So there's no going to be asking quelle heure est-il. Your goal simply is to beat your eyeball partner in saying what time it is in French. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Il est 1 heure. 3, 2, 1. Il est 10h05. 3, 2, 1. Il est 2 heures. 3, 2, 1. Il est 12h55. 3, 2, 1. Il est 1h50. 3, 2, 1. Il est 9h10. 3, 2, 1. Il est 2h45. 3, 2, 1. Il est 3h. 3, 2, 1. Il est 8h15. 3, 2, 1. Désolé. Oui, il est 4h. OK, 3, 2, 1. Il est 7h20. Bien, il est 5h. 3, 2, 1. Il est 6h25. Il est 6h. Bien. 3, 2, 1. Il est 5h30. Bien. 3, 2, 1. Il est 9h. 3, 2, 1. Il est 4h35. 3, 2, 1. Il est 12h. Or maybe you said il est midi and that would have been okay. 3, 2, 1. Il est 3h40. 3, 2, 1. Oh, excellent, bravo. Alors, répétez s'il vous plaît. Répétez. Du matin. Il est midi. De l'après-midi. Du soir. De la nuit. Il est minuit. Excellent. Ouvrez vos paquets, s'il vous plaît. Ouvrez vos paquets et tournez à la page 3. Let's go ahead and do our focus. So how do you write out these times in French? So first of all, how do we ask what time is it? How do we say it is midnight? It is noon. It is 6:35 in the morning. It is 6:15 in the evening. And then how do we write out that it is 10 at night? Guest teacher, please pause the video and give students 3 minutes to write out the answers to these questions in French in their packets. Okay, so let's take a look at what your answers might look like. Number 1, you should have quelle heure est-il? Number 2, you should have il est minuit. Yeah. Number 3, you should have il est midi. Number 4, you should have il est 6h35 du matin. There's a couple ways you could write it. You could have spelled it all out, or you could have abbreviated it. If you had a colon instead of an H, that's okay. Just a lot of times French people will put an H to stand for heure. So that's why I did it there. So il est 6h35 du matin. Number 5, il est 6h15 du soir. And then number 6, il est 10h de la nuit. Okay, so I can write the time. How did we do? Rouge, jaune, ou vert? Rouge, I am not getting this time stuff. Help, help, help. Jaune, I can do this if I'm looking at some notes. Ou vert, I've got this. I can do this by myself. Rouge, jaune, ou vert. I can write the time. Okay. Let's take a look at this. So this is a school schedule for a student at, like a junior high or high school in France. So let's notice, first of all, it starts out on lundi. And then mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi. What? Let's take a look though. So lundi, this person, Nathalie, has class from 8h30 to 12h30. And then there's this big giant space from 13h à 14h. So what time is that? What time is that? Oh my goodness, that's military time, so that must be from 1 to 2. So from 12:30 to 2 o'clock, Natalie has lunch. Remember, we talked about how they'll have lunches that are like an hour and a half long. And then she starts again at 14h. So 14 minus 12 is 2. So at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, she has science. 15 à 16h, she has géographie. And then 16 à 17h, she has physique. So let's see. So she has histoire, anglais, sport, français, sciences, géographie, physique. But notice if we look at Tuesday, does she have histoire? No. She has allemand, which is German. She has a double blocking of French. Then she's also learning some Latin, which she has 3 times a week. She's got math 4 times a week in a double block on Tuesday, but no math on Monday. And then she has her second of third English class. Her third English class starts on Wednesday, and that doesn't start until 9:30. And then she has like a tech class and then math. So she's just going from 9:30 to 12:30 on Wednesday, and then she's done. So in the afternoon, like we talked about earlier, she could be doing her sports or other extracurricular activities. On Thursday, she doesn't have very many classes either. She's going from 8:30 to 10:30 and then from 2 to 4. Friday, she's got another super short day. She's 9:30 to 12:30, taking German, Latin, and science. And then Saturday, she's got another double block of French starting at 8:30 going to 10:30. Then she has Latin and history, and she's done. So what do you think of this schedule? Thumbs up, like I would like a schedule like this. Thumbs down, I don't think so. I like how my schedule is right now. And then if you want to be in between, like I'd be okay with this. That's a really long lunch and some pretty short days, but you are having to go a little bit on Saturday. What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Okay, well, let's see why the time was written differently than we're used to. The time on Nathalie's schedule was written in l'heure officielle. L'heure officielle. Okay, so the 24-hour time system, l'heure officielle, or you might know it as military time, is used in French-speaking countries to give schedules for movies, transportation, classes like we just saw, sporting events, or TV programs. And it's super important to know because I have a friend who bought a train ticket in France. She bought it for like 3 or 4 o'clock. So the day her train was supposed to leave, she went to the train station and she could not find her train. She looked and looked and looked, and finally she went and asked someone, and her train had left at like 3 or 4 in the morning. It wasn't for 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So it's really important to know about this. And it is actually really, really nice. One advantage is you don't have to say AM or PM, or in French, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, du matin, de l'après-midi, du soir. Like you can just use l'heure officielle and people will always know exactly what you're talking about. So I'm going to turn on this video so you can see me and my lovely fingers. All right. I have a friend who's from Spain, and he taught me how they learn the official time there. So 1 through 12 is normal. That's what's on the clock. But after that, it's going to be 13, which is 13. Okay. Il est 13h. Because 12 plus 1 is 13. Okay. Répétez, il est 14 heures. So if we go 12, 13, 14, that means 14 heures is 2 o'clock. Répétez, il est 15 heures. So 12, 13, 14, 15. So that means 15 heures is 3 p.m. for us. Répétez, il est 18 heures. Good. So up to 12 is normal. Then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that means 1800 hours is 6 o'clock. Another way you can do it is 18 minus 12 is 6. Alors, répétez, il est 21 heures. Good. So if we're doing this way, so 12, we know, and then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 heures is 9 o'clock, or we can do 21 minus 12 is 9. Alors, répétez, il est 23 heures. So 23 minus 12 is 11, or we can go 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So 11 p.m. Alors, répétez, il est minuit. So minuit's kind of cool. It's where the time starts over. So if you stayed up super late and you looked at your clock, it would say 0, 0, and then however many minutes, all the way from 12 a.m. to 12:59 a.m. in the morning. So one thing I highly recommend you do to help you learn this better is if you have a phone or a watch, to switch it to military time or l'heure officielle, or the 24-hour clock, because that's going to help you a lot. Now, I've given you the link to watch this video, so please pause this YouTube video and then go ahead and go to the link, and we will look at the military explaining how they use le temps officiel. OK, excellent. Tournez à la page 8, s'il vous plaît. Tournez à la page 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to go ahead and look at all these numbers at the bottom. I bet some of you were wondering yesterday when we saw this why the numbers went all the way to 24. So let's look at why. Okay, let me highlight. No. Maybe it's this one. There we go. Okay. So down here, we can see what we're going to be doing. So the AM times are normal: 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock rock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock rock, all the way even through 12 o'clock. But after that, it's PM for us. So AM is the morning before 12. Sorry, this mouse is lagging. And PM is after 12. I'm just going to turn this off since it's not cooperating. Okay, so notice here when it's 1 o'clock, that's 1300. 2 o'clock is 1400. 3 o'clock is 1500, and so on. So what I want you to do is add on yours that once it hits 12, it's PM, and then l'heure officielle. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of time to do that on page 8 of yours. There we go.
Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then once it hits midnight, it's to 0. They don't really use 24. So that's why there's a 0 up by minuit. Because technically it's a big loop. All right, so let's kind of look at some of the writing time. You have some extra space on page 8, so you may or may not want to take some notes. So in the US, like we would write 6:45 a.m. L'heure officielle or military time, we do 06 and then like H or colon 45. So the 0 is really, really important. There's always going to be 2 digits for the hour when you're doing official time or military time. And then there's the example of the informal form in France. We also have the example of 1:30 p.m. Oops. Oh, I can change my pointer color. How exciting. Okay, so 1:30 p.m. For l'heure officielle, we could write 13H30 or 13:30. And then otherwise, je m'excuse. If we're doing it the long way, they would say 1h30, and then if we wanted to be clear, de l'après-midi. Next one we have is 6 p.m. So l'heure officielle, we just need to add 12. So that would be 18h or 1800. And then if we were doing it informally, we'd say 6h, and then we'd want to specify du soir so it doesn't happen in the morning. Our last example, we have 11:15 p.m. So 11 plus 12 is 23. So for l'heure officielle, it would be 23 H15 or the 23:15. And then if we were doing it more informally, we'd do 11h15 de la nuit. Oh. Alrighty. Tournez à la page 11, s'il vous plaît. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Tournez à la page 11. Okay, you are going to match the AM and PM times to the 24-hour times. And then you're also going to fill in the missing times in the table. So remember, going from PM to the 24-hour times, you're going to add 12. So if it's AM, it stays the same. You just maybe need a 0 before the AM number if it's only one number for the hour instead of 2 digits for the hour. And then if it's PM, you need to add 12 to the hour. So like 9 plus 12 is 21 kind of thing. So guest teacher, please pause the video and give students 3 minutes to work on page 11 in their packets. How are we feeling? Ça va bien? Ça va comme ci, comme ça, ou ça va mal? Comme ci, comme ça, ça va. We're just beginning. We'll get used to it. Alors, tournez à la page 10, s'il vous plaît. Tournez à la page 10. We're going to step it up a notch. So notice, though, the top of your page, you have the cheat sheet. You have the answer key, basically. You have the hours on the 24 clock, and then you have the AM times and the PM times, okay? And remember, in the 24-hour clock, the hour should have 2 digits, even if it's less than 10. So, for example, 0724 for 724. And when you're using the 24-hour clock, you do not use the words AM and PM. So the first section, you're going to convert the AM and PM times into the 24-hour clock. So if it's AM, remember, it stays the same. You just probably add a 0 in front. But if it's PM, you're going to add 12 to the hour. And then in the next section, you're going to go the other way. You're going to convert the 24-hour clock times to AM and PM. So all of your answers should have either AM or PM. I'll give you a hint. If they are 11 or less, they should say AM. If they're 12 or more right now, they should be PM. So if you can subtract 12, then it's probably a PM one. Okay. So guest teacher, please pause the video and set a timer for students to work on this for 4 minutes. Also, please go around and help them to make sure they're doing this correctly. If you are a super fast finisher, there are some time games on Google Classroom that you can go to. Alors, répétez s'il vous plaît. Commence, termine. Commence, termine. Bien, alors en anglais, commence, start, excellent, et termine, finish, très bien. Alors, répétez s'il vous plaît. À quelle heure commence l'école? À quelle heure commence l'école? L'école commence à 7h50. L'école commence à 7h50. Good. So what time does school start? 7:50. Bien. Because that's when tardy bell rings. Alors, répétez. À quelle heure termine l'école? À quelle heure termine l'école? Bien, répétez. L'école termine à 14h45. L'école termine à 14h45. Bien. These we need to know. So let's go ahead and write these down on page 14 in your packet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Tournez à la page 14. So you need to write the following questions and your responses on the last page of your Unit 4 packet. And if you are a fast finisher, start memorizing these. These are 2 questions and 2 answers that we need to know for our speaking. So guest teacher, please pause this video. Give students 3 minutes to write the 2 questions and the 2 answers on page 14 in their packet in French. Okay. Alrighty, listen up. I need everyone to line up in 2 lines. You need to be facing a partner. We're not going to do it yet. I'm going to give you time to do it before we start, but I do want to explain first. So what's going to happen is simply we're going to do our chain. We need to have this memorized, so we're just going to practice. One of us is going to ask à quelle heure commence l'école? Our partner is going to answer l'école commence à 7h50. They're going to ask us à quelle heure termine l'école? We're going to answer l'école termine à 14h45. And then we're going to go ahead and just have one line. The top person at one line is going to move to the end of their line and everyone's going to move up because I think that will be easier for a guest teacher to manage instead of the normal chain way that we do. So again, 2 lines. We're going to ask and answer the 2 time questions, and then the top person at the line by the door is going to go to the very back of their line, and everyone's going to scoot up one spot in that line that is closer to the door. Okay. So guest teacher, please go ahead, pause the video now, help students get into those two lines facing a partner, and then you can press play when they are ready. Okay, you should be facing your partner. Let's go ahead. À quelle heure commence l'école and à quelle heure termine l'école? 3, 2, 1, go. Good. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. No, we'll do 7. 7 to get that person by the door to the end of the line and everyone up more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's do it again. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we're switching that line again. So top person goes to the end of the line. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you should be there. All right, here we go again. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, 7 seconds to get your line switched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next round is starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So person at the top of the line by the door is going to the back. Everyone's moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next round is starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Moving lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next round starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's do our last round. So switch one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if we can do it if we haven't memorized yet. Give it your best go. 3, 2, 1, go. Excellent. Bravo. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to get back to your seats. 10, 9. Back to your seats. 8, 7. Quickly and quietly. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Excellent. How are we doing with our I can for the day? Ça va bien? Ça va comme ci, comme ça? Ou ça va mal? Très bien. Alors, tournez à la page 8, s'il vous plaît. Tournez à la page 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tournez à la page 8. Okay, so we are going to add the numbers to the clock. So like for 1 heure, it's going to be 13. And so on. So remember our finger trick, because 1 through 12 is normal, and then 13 is 1, 14 is 2, 15 is 3, 16 is 4, 17 is 5, 18 is 6, 19 is 7, 20 is 8, 21 is 9, 22 is 10, 23 is 11. Another way you can think of it is 1 plus 12 is 13. 2 plus 12 is 14. 3 plus 12 is 15. 4 plus 12 is 16. 5 plus 12 is 17. 6 plus 12 is 18. 7 plus 12 is 19. 8 plus 12 is 20. 9 plus 12 is 21. 10 plus 12 is 22. 11 plus 12 is 23. Okay, so there's 2 ways that you can think of it. So hopefully by now you've gotten your numbers on your clock, so you know that 1 p.m. is 13, 2 p.m. is 14, and so on. Okay, we're going to be working with Natalie's schedule for Monday. Okay, so remember their schedule is different every single day, unlike yours where it's pretty much the same. Like theirs is kind of all over the place. It can be very different depending on the day. So we're going to practice with Natalie's Monday schedule. Alors, répétez. Commence, termine. Commence, termine. Bien. All right, this one we're going to be with our elbow partners. So we're going to ask, à quelle heure commence l'histoire? And if you are the elbow partner closer to the screen, you're going to be answering, l'histoire commence à 8h30. So notice I gave you the 30 if it has it. And right now we are just focusing on commence. So we're going to take turns asking back and forth. If you're fast, you can ask your partner back so that you can get the extra practice. So our elbow partner closer to the back of the classroom is going to ask first, and then the partner closer to the front is going to answer first for this one. So à quelle heure commence l'histoire? 3, 2, 1, go. Anglais. Sport. Français. La science. Géographie. Ça va bien? Ça va comme ci, comme ça ou ça va mal? Ça va bien, ça va comme ci, comme ça? Okay, ça va. We're going to try it again, but this time we're going to work on termine. Répétez, termine. Termine. À quelle heure termine l'histoire? L'histoire termine à 9h30. Bien, so this time we're going to be practicing with our eyeball partner. So if you're the eyeball partner closer to the door, pay attention to if you are starting by asking or if you are answering. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Anglais. Sport. Français. Science. Géographie. Excellent. So just a heads up for our fast finishers. Remember on Google Classroom under the classwork tab and Unit 4, there are a lot of time games you can play. So if you are getting this military time thing and you finish one of our pages in our packets early, go ahead and open up your Chromebook and pick some of those time games to challenge yourself on. Alors, tournez à la page 10, s'il vous plaît. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We did the top part, so now we're going to do the bottom part. So convert the AM and PM times into the 24-hour clock. And then don't forget the 0 is in front of it if it's AM to make it 2 digits for the hour. And then the second part, convert these 24-hour clock times to AM and PM. And then if you can subtract 12, it's probably a PM time, okay? If you can subtract 12 from the hour, I guess I should clarify. So guest teacher, please pause the video, give students 5 minutes to work in their packets, and if you could go around and help students who are struggling with military time, that would be superb. Okay. Flip over your packet to page 11. Let's see if we can put this all together. So if you want to pick, if it's AM or PM, you can do that if you're wanting to practice military time more. But otherwise, we're going to write these out like il est 7h45. Il est 11h30. Il est 2h15. And maybe you say de l'après-midi, or you decide il est 14h15 if you're wanting to swap it to military time. Okay. Number 4, il est 9h15. 5, il est 6h45. 6, you're going to write out, il est 10h30. And like I said, if you want to challenge yourself and make up if it's AM or PM, then you can practice using our time of day modifiers like du matin, du soir, or if you want to practice changing it to military time, you can do that as well. When you are finished with that, there is a Kahoot challenge for you. So that Kahoot is on Google Classroom. It's under the Classwork tab, Unit 4, and then it's called Homework 1U4.06 Kahoot. So again, we're working on this So guest teacher, go ahead and pause the video on this screen for 3 minutes. Set that timer, and then after 3 minutes, you can go ahead and press play and then show the other screen so students know how to get to the Kahoot.